Alrighty, hey Tenno, it's the VirusGalaxy, founder of Ghost Clan veXus, and it has been a while since I put out a long endurance run. I think the last one I did was the 14.5-hour survival on Lua, but now that DE has changed how covert lethality works and how melee works and how the game works in general, really, I thought it was a good time to do a long endurance run. So let's get into how I did it. I obviously used my Ivara, but I only used her cloak arrow because, to be honest, there was no need to use her sleep arrow or any of her other tactical arrows. I did use Ivara's empowered quiver augment mod to prevent status effects from happening, which I did want to talk a little bit about because you do need at least 100% strength on Ivara to take full effect on preventing status effects from happening, and same goes for the zipline arrow for the 100% critical damage. I bring that to attention because if you notice, I only had 40% strength, which I was okay with giving up 60% strength for range because the arbitration target followed me around but walked around my bubble freely, making him leave my bubble if it wasn't large enough. And having more range prevented him from leaving my bubble. All I had to do was prevent enemies from entering my bubble as best I can. And so for my primary weapon, I chose the Kuva Brahma because when you shoot, it will always explode on impact. Unlike the Tonkor, it won't explode in close quarters, or the lens, where you have to wait for the bubble to explode. I needed the constant explosion because later in the waves, enemies were running faster than a speed nova, and I had a better chance to kill them faster with my Brahma than my Tonkor or my lens, especially when enemies entered my bubble. I used terminal velocity instead of hush because I needed my Brahma to shoot farther to keep enemies away easier, and because my Spectre's weapon was already an alarming weapon, making it meaningless to have hush on my Brahma. For my secondary, I stuck with the Pox. Despite the inefficiency in ammo, I switched to my Pox to just finish off the remaining enemies from ending waves, and let me tell you, they could not keep up with the viral and heat procs that came from it. And as far as my melee weapon goes, I used my Grand Prime to kill enemies that entered my bubble if I didn't have any ammo or time to deploy an ammo pad at the time. The help of a rank 5 Arcane Fury really boosted my Grand Prime's damage tremendously, considering it would always activate immediately from using my Grand Prime. Now, I did deploy a Trinity Prime Spectre every 50 or so waves, so that my Spectre kept up with enemy levels, making them easy to kill for my Trinity Prime. She was equipped with the Arcoplasmor because the hitbox for this weapon made the arbitration drones have absolutely no chance, especially when my Spectre is scaling with the enemy's level. My Trinity Prime also helped me keep my energy up due to the rank 5 Arcane Energize not always giving me the extra energy when I needed it. So for my skill tree on my Tenno, I used Vazarin for the protective dash to grant immunity to the arbitration target for 5 seconds, but also to heal him faster if he took any damage. I used a rank 5 Magus Lockdown to help keep enemies away, and a rank 5 Magus Repair to help heal myself if I needed to. And for my companion, I chose Jin to help pick up all my resources, and because Jin never really dies with the Reawaken mod equipped. And so for my gear, I used large and medium ammo pads due to my weapons not having much ammo in general. Other than that, I used the Ero's arrow skin for my Brahma, and I used Vapor Spectres, and I had Phase Spectres that I didn't use, but I had them in case I needed them. Now, let's talk about self-damage, because I killed myself to collect my arbitration rewards and to get a leaderboard picture, because the same thing happened as my 565 defense, as I expected. The enemies stopped spawning. So when I start Warframe to play it, and I go through the notes, and it lists all the weapons that self-damage changed to the whole staggering effect, but the one bow I didn't see on that list was the Artemis bow. So, I put Thunderbolt on and noticed it still has the whole self-damage. So I decided to use it to my advantage due to what happened on my 565 defense. Now, I don't know if leaving the Artemis bow with self-damage was intentional, or if it's because it's an exalted weapon from an actual Warframe ability. Either way, it worked out greatly for me in the end. Also, an update on the whole cloaking the defense target idea. It is patched from how I did it on my 565 wave defense, but for arbitration defenses, it still works just fine, except on Stoffler Lua, because Lua is unique like that. But I think this is an easy way to get arbitration rewards fast, and you could do it with a team or by yourself. Lastly, I did want to thank DE for everything you do to keep Warframe going, and also thank you for not logging me out during the last 100 waves due to the hotfix that was deployed. You'll see a nice big red text about it towards the end of the video. It's pretty awesome, but when I was playing, it was not awesome. It was actually really scary. And I also wanted to thank Ashes of Suvius and Gold Glove 3B for helping me really polish and test my build. Thank you to my clan for helping me find a new melee weapon that replaced any dagger with covert lethality because of how it got changed. And I wanted to thank one of my best friends, Tooiie, for motivating me on doing this run by simply saying, "You're not even good." When I was telling him about this run, that's what he said, and this was the result of it. If he didn't say that to me, I probably wouldn't have done this run, to be honest. But I'm also glad I did this run with the bunny ears, kind of like I did the pumpkin helmet on my 565. I thought that was actually pretty cool. So yeah, that wraps up the video for me, Tenno. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, TheVirusGalaxy logging off.
Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for bravery. Continue to defend.